Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to The Return with Josh and Maria Cribbs. I'm Maria Cribbs.
And I'm Josh Cribbs. Welcome
to
The Return.
Another beautiful day, Josh.
Yes.
It's a holiday weekend. We got a 3-day weekend in the house.
Oh, we do? I didn't even know.
Labor Day weekend. Everybody's off. Well, the majority of people are off on Monday.
Oh, okay.
Might
Our
be
work
cooking out.
schedule is different, so we don't follow the normal work schedule.
We don't have traditional work schedules.
So it's always
here.
different.
We're always working.
Yeah.
Speaking of always working, Josh, we haven't taken a vacation in about 2 years.
So we have to take a vacation. I think
yeah,
I went on
you need your man like that. Where we going, baby? Where you flying me out to?
Let's just go to the airport and figure it out.
He lying,
How
y'all.
about that?
He's not telling the truth. As soon as we leave, he was like, I was just saying that for the show.
I went on a Browns cruise this year, so.
You know what? And you got a trip coming up, in September to Vegas, right?
Vegas.
Yeah.
That's not vacation, though.
So when you're working, you don't look at that as vacationing?
Of course not. You just said the magic words when you're working.
What?
Who works on vacation and come back and call it a vacation?
Anytime those companies be
It's a
having
job.
those conventions where they pay you to come out there. I mean, I go to the conventions and I do some work and I do the training, but I'm definitely going to turn it into a vacation.
Yeah, you got to turn it into that.
But I'm going to sneak somebody into the room, Josh. How many rooms? I get double bed? All right,
how does that sound? You're going to sneak someone
because that means somebody can come with me. That's like a free trip for somebody.
My mind went some different. If a guy says, I'm going to sneak someone into a room, you're not talking about
I don't know about
one
that.
of your boys.
I'm saying how when you go with the Browns, right?
I heard it differently. I'm sorry.
You know what? But like I said, it is a holiday weekend. The air show is this weekend in
the
Cleveland.
Air show is
the Blue Angels are actually out there.
The biggest thing, we get to see them practicing.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest parts of the air show.
Yeah, the
a
holiday.
lot of people come downtown to watch the air show and watch everyone practice, though, before the air show.
Yeah.
I think that's a great sight
They're
for
here
the
already.
kids
It's a little
to see.
tidbit. They're here
Yes,
already.
I love it. I want to hop into Browns.
Of course you do. I knew it was coming.
Good.
All right.
We have things that are happening right away. The roster is being cut down. It's going to be cut down even further.
Yeah.
Today, a lot of moves have been made. DTR has made the 53. He was notified that he's the 53. I want to bring Ryan into this, Maria,
Go
because
ahead. Come on.
when we're looking at the quarterbacks that we want to go into the season with, I think we all thought DTR would be trade bait. Not to say that he doesn't have value, but he was playing significantly. And I thought, Ryan, that he was playing in order so everybody can see what he was, his value. And then teams need quarterbacks. Every team, a lot of teams need quarterbacks. And that he was going to be one of the guys that was, put up on the trading block. Now I'm thinking, it might be Huntley. It might be Jameis Winston. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I hope it's not Jameis Winston, and I don't think it will be, but I think if things do go wrong this season, your best chance to, keep it together would be Jameis Winston. He's the most NFL experienced. We've seen him throw for 30-plus touchdowns. Yeah, he throws interceptions, but, that's how we had it last year, and we still won 11 games in the regular season. And DTR has had an extraordinary preseason. He's still a project. I mean, he's not like a young guy like some of the people come out of college to be, but he's still young in terms of the NFL, and he's still very much so a project. He's looked great in the preseason.
So from the three guys, Jameis Winston, Huntley, and DTR, we can all agree that Jameis Winston is the more quarterback ready,
absolutely,
to go in and start right away, and we feel like we can still, win some games because we have the toughest schedule in the NFL, and Huntley and DTR, which one would you take out of those two?
I would much rather have DTR. I think Tyler Huntley's a fine backup. I mean, even better third string. But I think you have something in DTR that if break in case of emergency, he could work out. I think he has the intangibles. He has the movement that elite quarterbacks really need at this level to extend plays and improvise. And Tyler Huntley certainly has legs under him too. But I think
he didn't play a lot in his preseason.
No, I'm not sure. Like a guy like Tyler Huntley is interesting because he's been to a Pro Bowl, although like it was a really down season and that was kind of a fan vote, I think. But I think the ceiling is a lot higher with DTR. He was one of your draft picks. I think he's the much more intriguing player, which makes sense as to why other teams would want him. But I hope he stays in Cleveland. I'm not going to say he's going to be able to come out and, be all the solution if Deshaun isn't the answer. But I think you can build something with DTR. I think he's a project and his ceiling is pretty high.
I believe that right now the Browns are fielding offers for all three. I think no one is safe right now. Of course, they wasn't going to cut DTR because he has value. And I think the value either staying on our roster or using for a trade. I think, Ryan, anybody can get cut. Or not get cut, but traded.
Traded.
As it relates to Jameson. I know we want him to be our number 2. I think I agree with you. He's our most quarterback ready after Deshaun. Been there and done that. But I think everyone is, on the trading block as it relates to our backup quarterbacks. And it's like, I think they're comfortable with all 3 being backups, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but what I will say is you're not going to get what you got out of Joe Flacco and Tyler Huntley or DTR if things go wrong with Deshaun Watson, but you could get that similar play with Joe Flacco, honestly, if not better. I think he's the perfect quarterback for Kevin Stefanski's system, and if that's the case, you trade him, then if Deshaun gets hurt or something, you're kind of, I don't want to say throwing the season away. That's not really fair to DTR, Tyler Huntley, but I think your chances of being able to pick up the pieces that fall after Deshaun Watson would be pretty much slim to none.
Right. And, we heard the news that, Nick Chubb was going to be, he's going to be on a PUP. Well, we're not surprised about that. We're not surprised about Nick Chubb going to PUP. PUP is physically unable to perform list, and that means he won't be available to start or play until the 4th season of the year. If they, when he
4th week,
4th week of the season until he comes off of the PUP. So we wasn't surprised about that
right now.
But as it relates to, I said a comment last week on the show. Who's going to be Deshaun Watson's favorite target? And I put out a poll on X.
Oh, you did? Okay.
And I let that poll go for a few days. And Ryan, you said Amari Cooper. 45% of the guys said Amari Cooper. But if you had to guess who was in the second place running for, neck and neck up until a couple days and up until a day ago, who you think was in the second neck and neck with Amari Cooper?
I would assume it's Jerry Jeudy. If it's not, then it's David Njoku.
Well, you just name every good person.
Well, yeah, I mean that's how it works, right? The good players are the quarterback's friends.
Yes. So the after Amari Cooper being number 1, it was David Njoku. And only 15% said Jerry Jeudy. And I'm kind of skeptical, and I think there was a lot of comments that said because of Ken Dorsey coming to the team, Maria, that he heavies. He loves going to, like Josh Allen, to the tight end. And so David Njoku was going to get a boost in play calls. But it was touch and go. So David Njoku was actually winning for a few days. And then a lot of people came in with, of course, Amari Cooper. But a lot of people said this, Ryan. Joe Flacco had more chemistry with Amari Cooper than they believe Deshaun Watson will have with him. And that was something that struck me, even though I believe that when Deshaun Watson was playing, he hit Amari Cooper a bunch of times. And it was some nice throws. The Tennessee game that he had with Amari Cooper. So I was disagreeing. I didn't want to get on there and start disagreeing with people because I wanted them to
just let them speak. Just let them speak.
Yeah, I just let them speak. But I don't think, and like you said, Ryan, I don't think we're going to have the fire behind a Joe Flacco. I think our best bet is having, a healthy Deshaun Watson into this season.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. And yeah, Joe Flacco unlocked the level of David Njoku's game the back half of the season that we certainly didn't see with Deshaun. But I mean, it kind of makes sense. You have a guy that stands in the pocket in Joe Flacco. You run more 12 personnel sets where you have 2 tight ends on the field, right? They're there to block. But Deshaun, what he wants, what he's been in college and in Houston, is 11 personnel. You got 3 out wide, but that conflicts with what Kevin Stefanski's best at in play calling. Really conflicts with why he got the job in Cleveland, because he was so effective running the 12 personnel and pretty much transforming the Vikings offense. It was the number 1 offense in the time when Kevin Stefanski was calling plays there. So it's kind of like square peg, round hole, right? You have Deshaun, what he really likes, what he's good at, versus what Kevin Stefanski's really good at. And they got to find a way to make that work. And I think that's why they brought in Ken Dorsey.
Okay, before we get off the Browns, because we got other things to talk about, are there any holes or any position groups in on this team that you think going into the season that you're worried about at all?
How about quarterback? I mean, that's the one I'm most worried about. I think that's really the only ambiguous one on this roster right now. I don't really think that's a question. Everywhere else, you're pretty much locked up. You brought about everybody back on defense last year. You added Jerry Jeudy. You still have Njoku and Cooper. And then obviously the running back is a little bit suspect without Nick Chubb. But I mean, listen, it's the running back room. You'll platoon it till he gets back, but it all comes down to the quarterback room.
Yeah, and I don't think Deshaun not playing a single snap in preseason kind of and look, Andrew Berry gave press conferences on they believe in Deshaun Watson. They believe that he's going to be ready. But the fandom, we need more. We needed to, as a fandom, that would have helped us take deeper breaths in, during regular season for that Cowboys game. Because even I, too, having played the game, knowing that I don't need no preseason, I still am going to be on pins and needles watching the game like, ooh, he got it all. 3-step. Oh, okay. All right, let's go, baby. Oh, you ran it. Don't run. Okay, he picked up the first down. Because we're so worried and we're so on edge not having seen our marquee quarterback. And it's going to be like that for Deshaun Watson and for these first couple weeks. Hopefully he comes out on fire and we can talk about him as the great player that he is.
We hope he comes out on fire.
Absolutely.
Now, look, you guys, coming up next, we have a very informative segment.
What have your antennas
very
been?
Informative segment
section?
brought to you by Affinity Whole Health. They offer personalized treatment plans to help you feel better. Now, you know how Josh and I do.
Yes.
We do these informative interviews, but we make them fun. And trust me, it's very informative. It's something you're going to want to listen to. Now, Affinity Whole Health offers personalized treatment plans, like I said, to help you feel better. Whether you're struggling with low energy, to lose weight, poor sleep, they can help you with it all. Affinity Whole Health provides expert guidance and support to help you safely reach your health and fitness goals.
This one's going to be fun for them to watch. I like it.
It's going to be really informative. But then Affinity Whole Health has you covered because they have offices all over. They have them in Columbus. They have them here in Cleveland. I think they have them in Illinois, in Indiana as well. So don't wait any longer. You can get set up for a free consultation by going to affinitywholehealth.com. And we'll be back to you with Dr. Koehler when we return. All right, now you guys, welcome back to The Return with Josh and Maria Cribbs. Now, last week on the show, we showed you when we went to Affinity Whole Health, their offices, and we had a great time. We got some blood work done.
You cracked a couple jokes on me. And you told them how I was real moody.
It was because once they took the blood, I got a little loopy. And then Josh, I just started joking on. No, I'm just joking. No, we had a great time there. But really, it's all about, knowing your numbers, knowing where you stand at regarding your health.
Exactly.
And so we have Dr. Koehler on the show with us today from Affinity Whole Health that's going to really break down what they do. So Dr. Koehler, welcome to the show.
What's up, doctor?
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
No, we are happy to have you here. Now, Josh and I, we had some fun at the offices. But when it comes to your health, it's time to get serious, right?
Absolutely.
So can you please tell our audience, what does Affinity Whole Health do?
Sure. So we're a specialty clinic. We work on weight loss and hormone therapy for both men and women.
Okay. So Josh, I've been eating the donuts.
You've been sitting the donuts out.
The back is getting. I gotta unbig.
Yeah,
this
we
back.
got a song that we sing. Big back, big back. Every time there's something unhealthy, but it's not just about your diet.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about some of the things that you do as far as like
for men's
hormone
health.
replacement? Mm-hmm. And what that does, and the symptoms that can show up in certain men and women?
Absolutely, and I'm glad you mentioned that because it applies to both men and women. So if a person has symptoms of what we call testosterone deficiency, that could manifest as low energy levels, fatigue, probably the most common reasons why people come to us. Libido issues, sex drive issues, erectile dysfunction in men can happen. And then also just muscle loss in general. People are going to the gym, they're trying to do what they're supposed to do, they're trying to eat healthy, they get no results. They're still, they're not getting any, improvements in the gym, they're not seeing any improvements that they want. And so it gets pretty frustrating. And so, we always recommend, if you're having any amount of those symptoms, you should come in and get your hormone levels checked because you never know. You never know what they're going to be.
That's interesting that he said, going to the gym and not getting no results. Maria,
I've been going to the gym all my life.
Out 100 years. It
That's why I don't look the way I want to look.
I had to follow her
but it can be something
to the gym sometime. Like, I don't think she working. I don't see no. Arms
Dr. My arms are Dr. Koehler. Now look, I will say this. I realized I hit the gym hard, like not the last few months, but I was going like 5-6 times a week.
Right.
And I had an idea of what I wanted my body to look like. And I felt maybe now that I'm listening to what he's saying, maybe something was going on internally, because I'm hitting the gym a lot. And I know when people, start working out, I'm like, man, you looking good. How am I here every day? You just started. You're dropping so much weight. You're looking chiseled. So it could be something as simple as your hormones that are causing you not to get the results you want in the gym or in the bedroom. Because I know most men.
Here we go.
Because women don't have testosterone. Women don't have testosterone, right? So it's the men with the libido issues, right?
It's not just men, is it?
He said testosterone.
Nah, women have. Can you clear this up for us? Women have testosterone and
we got progesterone
hormones. Go ahead, clear it up for us.
So in general, what a lot of people kind of mistakenly assume is, we associate testosterone with men and estrogen or progesterone with women, right? The reality is all those hormones are important in both men and women. So estrogen is important in men, testosterone is important in women.
Why are you saying bam like
that? I wish I had one of them cartoon stomper things, or a bell,
right?
Because a lot of times I think that is the myth that testosterone is only a man thing.
Because you think about erectile dysfunction, okay, must be something wrong with the man, but women can have low libidos as well. I'm joking, but is that right?
That's absolutely right. Okay. And now that's true. So a man has, on average, 10 times the amount of testosterone that a woman does, but testosterone is important in women too.
Okay. Now, if you, as a couple, could you low sex drive be in either man or woman be an imbalance in one of these hormones? And is this something that people will come to you like, man,
absolutely.
I need to. Okay.
Absolutely. And we're really surprised by the women too, because they're like, what do you mean? Oh, testosterone in me? Wait. My testosterone level that we checked is like abnormally low or at the bottom. Gee, maybe that could be causing your symptoms. And, we go through their lab work and we look through their medical history. And if they're having the symptoms and we talk about the details of the medications, it might help them a lot.
What I'll say, when we went to Affinity Whole Health, I love the fact that we got our blood work done, and you all did panels that, when you generally go to your primary care physician, that they're not necessarily doing. I love that. Right. Like, I know sometimes, I just speak from my own personal, you go and you request certain tests, and Maria, you haven't been complaining about that. You don't need that. You don't need that.
Right.
I don't know if it's because I look healthy. You never know what's going on with someone internally.
Absolutely.
Or it might be your insurance doesn't cover that because you're not complaining about it.
Right.
So I love the fact that you did the panel. So I also love the fact that with this busy society that we all live in, you offer convenient ways of even getting your test results and getting things done.
Really?
It's called telemedicine?
Yes. Yeah.
So what is that?
Typically, a patient will come into the office and they'll get a blood draw done, right? And you have those results, which you saw, in 1 or 2 days, so it comes back pretty quickly. After we get the results, then you'll be scheduled to see a provider, and that can be a telemedicine video conversation where we go over all of the results, listen to your symptoms, and really kind of tailor our therapy to say, hey, this is what we recommend to you. So
that's
make
crazy.
It as easy as possible.
Yeah.
What's crazy about that is that we got our results so quick. I was looking for them still. I was looking for them after like the 3rd or 4th day. Like, hey, man, I ain't get the results yet.
Later, we got the results.
And he's like, man, I sent it to you like a day later. And I'm like, oh, man, it came so quick. I was unaware of that.
Right.
And maybe we should go into our results.
I do want to go. Doctor, do you mind sticking around so we can go over some test results? We have some more questions about Affinity Whole Health, but also we can go over our results in front of our audience. Absolutely. All right, you guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with Dr. Koehler when we return. All right, now you guys, welcome back to the show. We still have our guest from Affinity Whole Health, Dr. Koehler, in the house with us today. Now, we have our test results.
Yeah, and we're going to be fully transparent. Everybody
Are you
was
sure about
asking
that?
us.
You sure?
I'm sure about that.
Okay.
Now, I was skeptical because when I originally looked at my test results, doctor, I was looking at the wrong test results, and I was like, Maria, I'm going to be transparent. I don't see too many red marks on my test. So, in light of being transparent, I'm going to have faith. I'm going to have some courage, and I'm going to put up my test results for the world to see.
Okay.
Now, it wasn't the best. I thought, because I lift weights, I'm working out.
A pillar of good health.
And people always say, Cribs, you look like you can still play. and I tell them, no, I can't. My cartilage is still on the brown field. Those are the best years of my life.
They done molded up,
So I'm going to be transparent, and here we go.
All right, doctor, what you got for us?
Sure. So we'll go through Josh's first.
Okay.
Oh,
so
man. Okay.
Yes.
We can go through mine.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right.
And I have your labs pulled up right here, same ones that we sent to you.
Okay.
And really the first page, Josh, is something that your primary care doctor usually checks every year. Okay. So it's looking at your comprehensive metabolic panel, which shows is your liver healthy? Are your kidneys functioning well? How are your electrolytes, right? How are your blood counts? This is something that we check normally just because we're about comprehensive health.
Okay.
It's something that is probably normally checked when you see your primary care doctor once a year.
At least once a year, right?
Okay.
Yes, at least once a year. And then we checked your cholesterol after that, right? So on your comprehensive metabolic panel, your glucose level is 102, which is a little bit high.
Yeah, I see that. The sugar.
A little bit of sugar.
Maria,
he probably has a reason. He's going to give you an excuse of why
it's not an excuse. I don't live by myself, doctor, right?
Right.
And I'm usually not the one responsible for the food.
Yeah.
I take care of, the cars need oiled up, the grass needs cutting. Maria kindly
sound like you need to be going
meals.
to the grocery store picking up some lettuce.
It sounds like I should because somebody trying to kill me.
No.
All of a sudden, donuts are left out.
So his sugar was a little high.
A little bit high, but
Just
not terrible.
Okay.
It's not like a diabetic range sugar or anything like that. But just to let you know, that is the little abnormal lab that we see on there. Again, it's nothing terrible.
So mine is 102.
You only have one thing wrong?
And it's red. Nope. See, you got to wait a little bit. I thought it was the only thing wrong.
We're going to be here for 3 shows talking about Josh's results.
Continue. I'm sorry.
Sure. No problem. After that is where we check your cholesterol panel. And there's two red things
Nelly
on there, but again, they're not terrible, right?
Kind of scared me.
All
with
that Uber Eats.
It looks terrible, though.
For not.
Me, it looks terrible.
Is it ideal? No. Is it terrible? No. Right?
That's hard to hear.
I think the thing about getting your results is you can work on them, right?
You can work on them.
Okay.
But it's
Especially,
still hard to hear. I'm usually told, oh, you're ideal, you're in great health, and now I'm not being told that. So that's kind of like an eye-opening experience for me that I needed to hear.
people can look healthy you guys look great, right? People can look healthy all the time, but you never know until you check stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't know what's going on.
Right.
So, but yeah, your HDL cholesterol, which is, otherwise known as, most people consider it the good cholesterol, is a little bit low.
Okay.
Now, when we're talking low, usually for a male, 40 and above is ideal. Yours is 37. Is it terribly low? No.
Okay, so a little. Okay.
Right? So just a little bit.
Some
But
oatmeal or some heart-healthy food, right? Okay.
Let's move on to what we got next.
your LDL cholesterol, that's the one
Lord.
that's a little bit high. That's
Lord,
the
have
not
mercy.
ideal cholesterol. It's 119.
Am I
Ideally, you want
savable?
less than 100.
You want less than 100.
Can I be
That's
saved?
only 19 points.
Can absolutely be saved.
Okay.
How long does it usually take someone to make these transitions and see can he go back in like a month or two? Or
Because that's 119. I can't hop on a treadmill today and let it
cut it down
It
19
won't,
points.
it won't work that quick.
Okay.
But doing the treadmill for a few months, yeah, you might see a big difference.
Oh,
And
wow.
that's the thing that we do. We not only do this initial very comprehensive laboratory panel, but we're doing that regularly while you're on a program with us.
Okay.
So we're going to be checking these things a few months down the line. Hey, you know what? Now your cholesterol is perfect. Gee, why is that? Because you're feeling much better with our therapy and you're working out, etc. Yeah, you can fix that stuff.
Right.
Okay, I had one question about something, and then we can move on to Maria's. If you scroll on down to the sex hormone bind,
It says that on there?
globulin,
Mm-hmm.
and then under that the testosterone, the free testosterone. Could you go over that?
Sure.
It says 9.8 for the free testosterone,
Sure.
and then the other one, it says the sex hormone 31, 15, but it's a range.
Are those
of
good number, or is it in the red, or what is it?
They're not red.
They're not red.
It seems like it's not enough for the sex hormone. I just want to make sure that Maria
Dr. Koehler,
is she not doing what she's
well,
supposed
I
to
don't
do?
have anything to do with your test results. They took your
Well, let
blood.
the doctor speak.
Okay,
now.
Dr. Koehler, please,
Who do we got
please
with the
chime
free
in. Anytime now.
testosterone?
Anytime you can chime in.
Please.
Well, so in terms of what a normal testosterone level is, that's referring to a total testosterone level. A normal testosterone level is a big range. It's anywhere between about 300 and 1,000, right? Why is that range so huge? Because it's so variable. I mean, you can take a guy like you, and I think your total testosterone was, I think, 450, something on this labs.
Yeah, 54,
457, right? And you could say, hey, I feel great. I still
But
feel
it
like
seems a
I'm
little
playing
low if
ball.
it
I'm
goes
still
up.
working out well. My libido's great, etc. And if that's the case, that's fine. Would we
Okay.
want to put you on testosterone? No. But there can be a guy next to you who has the exact same level as you, and they feel terrible. And you know what? If we get their testosterone level up to a little healthier, but still within a normal physiologic range, it can make all the difference.
I think we're going to work on that. I think I need to be a little bit, because 457 and my range is between, like you said, 300 and 1100.
Yeah, it's a big range.
I need to go ahead and, up the ante on that. And what about that free testosterone? It says 9.8.
He's all up in his testosterone.
So
you told him his cholesterol is bad, his sugar's high. He's like, all right, that's neither here nor way. He wants to know about the testosterone. Oh, okay. So what you want to know?
That 9.8 is that pretty normal?
It's
Can I use some? Maybe I should ask that.
So free testosterone is a calculated value. It's calculated from the amount of total testosterone that you have in your bloodstream. A lot of it is actually bound up to a protein called sex hormone binding globulin, which we measure on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also, to a lesser extent, albumin, which we also measured in your comprehensive metabolic panel. The free testosterone, according to the data, measuring that is much more important because that's the amount of testosterone that your body is freely able to use, right? So if your testosterone is bound up,
it can go and grab some of it. If
exactly, it can whatever. Your body system can use it. Your muscles can use it after you work out. Your brain can use it, right? All these other things. So that's a much more important value to us.
Right.
And I mean, honestly, a goal good free testosterone level is around 20, and you're about half that. So again, if you're
it's basically in the red is what you're saying. I don't got enough for my body to pull on. I just worked out before we came here. You saying I ain't got I only got half the
man.
Yeah, man. Did somebody take it from me? I think I'm looking for somebody to point the finger at.
It's again one of those things where you never know what it is until you check it.
Right?
Okay, I was transparent enough.
Because you took a lot of time.
Yeah, I was transparent enough.
Sorry.
Listen, can I check mine real
quick? Move over to hers.
Right, I want to hear mine. Is that okay?
Need to think about
absolutely. Here, let me pull up yours.
Okay, thank you. Because Josh, my thing is too, and I'm not saying that they do this at Affinity Whole Health, but I'm wondering for all the ladies out here who's men be getting on their nerves, at night, bedtime. If there's something we can sprinkle on the food, like a hormone to stop the libido. Because some men's libidos are too high and they need to be stopped.
Not mine. And certainly not yours.
Put a little razzle dazzle on those mashed potatoes or something.
I was about to ask the same thing. What can I sprinkle on her? What can I fizzle in her drink? They were like, no, that's
Doctor,
illegal.
what are my results? Can we talk about my test results, please?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely, Maria. And again, we check a lot of stuff initially. We don't
Which I like. I love that.
We don't just check your hormones. We don't just check this or that one. We check everything. And really starting at the top for you, and it was the same with Josh. We check your hemoglobin and hematocrit levels, right? Which yours are perfectly normal, which is great, right? That represents the amount of red blood cells in your bloodstream, right? So that's how red blood cells transport oxygen throughout your body. Without them, you cannot live, right? That's the reason why your blood is red. It's billions and billions of these cells, right? So the percentage on yours, let's see what it was, for the upper limit of normal for a woman is lower than it is for a guy, right? So 48% is typically what we use for that.
Something, Doc. Hit her with it. And I know it's got to do with her sex drive, doesn't it? And I don't mean to keep bringing it back.
What, red blood cells can?
It can affect that.
I knew it.
It can.
Here, take all these pills. Tell her which one she
Josh
needs,
is prescribing me supplements right now.
Tell her which one she needs.
So my red blood cell count was a little high.
It was a little abnormally high. Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a lot of factors that can go into that. But again, this goes back to why we check all these things. We don't just check your testosterone and say, oh, you need testosterone. Because testosterone can affect your red blood cells. In fact, it can cause increased red blood cells, which in general, a lot of people, it's great. Having more red blood cells is good. You have more oxygen carrying capacity. That's a good thing. There is such thing as too much of a good thing.
Yeah.
And so if your level is already high, which yours is, we would say, you know what, I don't know if testosterone is right for you at this time because it might make it go up to an abnormal high level, and that can cause elevated blood pressure, headaches, sexual dysfunction, etc. We wouldn't do that to you. So that's why it's important to check all these things. Right.
In all seriousness, this is some really good information.
Really is. See how we transparent.
I definitely feel like a lot of times it would have been difficult for me to admit it.
Sure.
And I'm pretty sure that you'll have a lot of, maybe guys come in without their spouses.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't
being secretive, right?
I would just go ahead and fix it. I would be like, let me get that hormone
girl, he been
that
acting wild. He been acting wild in the bedroom, girl. I don't know what's gotten into him.
Exactly.
Affinity
That Infinity Whole Health got into him.
Right.
on the low.
But then also too, doctor, sometimes people they walk around, tired, sluggish, fatigued, moody, overweight, or not getting the results at the gym, and they think that's just normal for them, not knowing that you might have something that you needed that's imbalanced that you need to balance out. Now, when it comes to, and I want to ask this before we go, when it comes to going to Affinity Whole Health, getting your blood work done, and you're finally prescribing something. Maybe some people go and they don't really need anything prescribed. They might need supplements, something as simple as supplements, because you got to supplement what you're missing out on.
Right.
But say you put me on hormones. Now I don't want to come in, 2 months down the line and got a beard because you done put me on some hormones. Is it drastic like that?
And again, that's a big misconception because, again, testosterone in general, there's years of abuse of it, right? So it has this kind of negative connotation, like, oh man, the only reason why you want to go on testosterone is because you want to be, going to the bodybuilding competition or something like that.
Right.
We're talking about, when we give you hormones, we keep you within a physiologically normal level.
Okay.
So the side effects you read about, like you're getting acne and you grow a beard as a woman, we just don't see that. It's extremely rare.
That's the
we wouldn't
most
see
extreme.
it because, again, we're not making your level 10 times normal.
Right.
We want it improved from where it is, but still within a healthy physiologic level.
Okay.
Well, Dr. Koehler, I have so much to actually think about, on a serious note. Especially with my LDL, my cholesterol level.
Yeah. We got to do better.
My glucose.
Both of us.
Yes, and my hormone, my free hormone. I would like to have more free hormone freed up to be able to reach a different level. I'm lifting more weights now.
Good.
And I think that it can only help me.
Exactly.
GLPs and testosterone. Can you be on both of them at the same time? And what are GLPs?
So GLP-1 medications, that acronym stands for glucagon-like peptide 1. It's a hormone that's actually naturally produced in the body, but now we have these medications that act at the same receptor. And in terms of weight loss, we've never had, as a physician, we've never had a prescription medication we can prescribe to someone that helps as much as these do. How effective they are, how safe they are in general. And so the way that they help patients lose weight is, number one, they're an appetite suppressant. Very potent. I mean, so that cuts down on cravings, overall hunger, the food noise, which is what a lot of our patients say.
I'm hearing the food noise right now.
That's what I'm saying. It helps with that. Okay. It cuts that out.
Okay.
So that's one mechanism. The other way that they help you lose weight is they delay the process that your stomach can empty its contents. And so when you eat a meal, you feel fuller more quickly and for a longer period of time. So you're not overeating. You can't. You just don't feel like it. So over time, that takes your calories down, so you lose weight.
Okay.
Now, one of the pitfalls with those medications is, patients are focused on the scale. That's all they care about. They just want to lose weight and whatever. It doesn't matter. They want to do it quickly, whatever. The problem is, we all talk about weight loss because it's the easiest metric to do is to get on the scale and you're measuring your weight.
Right.
What you really want to do is just lose fat. Fat's the enemy. Fat leads to bad cholesterol, high blood pressure, heart attack, strokes, everything bad. And so ideally, if you're on a weight loss journey, you just want to lose fat.
Right.
You don't want to lose muscle.
That's exactly.
Muscle that you have, very important for your metabolism.
Especially the older we get.
The older you get, it's very hard to maintain it. And so patients who, qualify for these medications, the GLP-1s and testosterone, there's no better combination of medicine because the testosterone is the hormone in men and women that basically is in charge of both maintaining and building skeletal muscle. It's the signal where, hey, you know what? I had protein and I worked out, working out all the time. That's the signal that says, okay, well, now that you've worked out and you have protein, let's keep this muscle healthy, let's build it, etc. And so it prevents that muscle wasting that people get on GLP-1s because, again, they just want to lose weight.
Right.
It's fat, not the weight.
And everybody, what the GLP-1, what that is. That everybody want that shot to make them skinny.
Oh yeah,
that
Yeah, that
one. Say it without saying it.
Right.
Exactly. I just love the fact too. We got to go this segment. I'm sorry, we're so interested. The segment's been way too long. Sorry, right? Our producers over here like, what are we doing? I love the fact that Affinity Whole Health, they get your blood results and then they maintain the relationship with you. It's not okay. See you next year. You got the biotin, you got the energy supplements. They can get this all at Affinity.
Absolutely.
Okay, Dr. Koehler, thank you. So anything we missed? Is there anything we missed?
I think one other thing I will say
is,
and what sets our clinic apart, because we get that question all the time. There's a lot of clinics that do hormone therapy and GLPs and all these kind of things, is our patient care coordinators. So when you come in, no matter if you're on a GLP medication or if you're on hormone therapy or both, you get a dedicated patient care coordinator. That's a real person. It's not a computer somewhere and it's not someone in another country or whatever, right? And you have access to that patient care coordinator. If you ever have a question, you text them. If you have something, you
that's
can email
amazing.
them
I
or
like that.
call them.
Because we have questions.
Try texting your doctor.
Right.
You don't even
That's
have your
what I'm
doctor's
saying.
phone number.
Right.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
love
that's
that.
amazing.
That's personal care.
Yeah, that
Dr.
personal
Koehler,
care.
thank you so much. This has been so informative, very eye-opening for us.
I hope
But
we gonna
we gonna
take a
do
lot
better.
of notes from
I want to
this.
do better. I gotta find
Yes.
out why I got so much red blood cells
Red
floating
blood
around in my
cells.
body. Dr. Koehler, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This segment was brought to you by Affinity Whole Health. They have multiple locations now. They're just growing, but they're growing for a reason because they are taking care of your needs. All right, now welcome back to the show. Now, see, we
Yeah.
told you was gonna keep that fun.
Yeah.
And were you shocked by your numbers?
I was definitely shocked.
Yeah, me too.
And I feel like, I'm gonna still lift, but I'm gonna add some cardio, to that. And we did that interview, and I was able to talk to Dr. Koehler after that interview, and to be able to talk to him about, what should I add into because I'm used to working out like an athlete.
Yeah.
But over this last weekend, we had the pop up in the park.
Yeah, we did.
And it was amazing.
Denzel Ward's Family Foundation, the
Make
Make
Them
Them
Know
Know
Your
Your Name
Name.
Foundation.
Yes.
Had an amazing time. You got some footage from that?
Yeah, I had some footage, and I want to see the IG footage that we shot of that evening. It was great. Take a look at it.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
And I know what they probably thinking. Maria, is that the same outfit? I thought
Ain't
it was
nobody
cute,
was
so I
thinking
just
about
I
that.
wore it again. I thought
I
it was
don't
cute.
think nobody knew you was wearing the
Oh.
same outfit until you just brought attention to
Oh,
it.
well, I just
Ryan,
wanted to-
she wears the same things all the
I
time.
do.
So do I.
She doesn't have a
you
deep
get compliments
wardrobe.
too.
But she was out there shaking a tail feather.
I was having fun.
Yeah,
My mom
she was
came on
having fun.
stage.
I
Yeah.
want y'all to see this video. Maria out there crowd
Crowd
surfing
surfing. Oh, no.
with everybody. Check this out real quick. Yeah,
Why weren't you doing it
did
though?
you have your button unbuttoned?
Yeah, you
Did
know,
you
time
see
to be
that,
in love.
Ryan?
That was
She
a genuine,
trying to show
That
some.
was a genuine concert.
Oh my
That's
goodness!
for the grown and sexy.
The grown and sexy.
Why weren't Josh? Anytime they play the swag, I like the swag. You got to start swag surfing. Like,
Yeah,
you gotta,
yeah, but you didn't have to. That crowd was swag serving.
I
What
was
up
getting them going though.
Why did you have one button?
DJ
button,
Low
though?
Key had them ready for.
Yeah, you had one button. I saw your
It's a little teaser.
I saw your current, your breastises.
Guys, we had a great time, but I got a little footage for you, and I
Yeah,
want to
all right.
see. I'm filming the video. I'm about to shoot. I'm about to show you. I'm filming the video. I want to see if y'all notice anything in the video.
Okay.
All right, check this out.
In the back, in the front room. Sing it, baby. Look at me. Now that's saying you One, two, three, everybody.
Now, did you hear Genuine call me baby?
No,
Because
I didn't
see
hear
you
that.
singing, baby. You did.
He was talking to the crowd.
Right? Did you hear? You had the headphones on.
I was looking at Genuine.
I can't. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know if it was directed towards you, but it looked like he was looking right at your camera.
He was looking at me.
And I did hear the word baby.
Thank
I
you,
definitely
Ryan.
did.
Ryan heard it. I was like, Al, Genuine call me baby.
Genuine ain't want you. Genuine do not want Maria. Or else he can have the headache.
I'm not
Genuine,
a headache.
come get this girl.
You know what, y'all? We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Josh, you're crazy. Welcome back to the show, you guys. I promise Genuine called me baby. You know, you're at a concert and you up close.
I can't wait till we see who
locked
coming
eyes with my
next year.
camera. What?
I can't wait till we. I'm Keisha Cole, one of them fine women. They need to come on to Cleveland. I'm gonna be right there in the front.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell Booby. Where Booby at? Where Booby?
Oh yeah, okay. You right.
Don't get yourself in trouble. Now look.
You right.
I was watching. Okay, I got two avid sports watchers in the room. Do y'all know when I say Big Christmas, what I'm talking about?
Hell yeah.
Let's go, baby.
John Kenzie Noel, Big Christmas.
Big Christmas, Josh, watching the Guardians game. He was killing it, man. He kept knocking them out the park.
Yeah, he was.
Is he a new addition to the team?
No.
He's been in the farm system. He came up to the majors this year.
See?
Yeah, so
but he's been in Cleveland.
Are you talking about which game was that? Because
that was a game I watched. They were playing
Texas
Rangers. Yeah.
They hit 2 home runs back to back.
He did.
Ramirez hit a home run.
Okay.
And then then it was like back to back. They was crushing. It was 10-1 or something like that. And they started coming back a little bit.
I tell you, Josh, last name Noel, right? That's where and he kind of like he's solid. They call him Big Christmas.
Big Christmas.
Every
baby.
time he come up to the plate, he bringing us gifts. He bringing us gifts like Santa
there you
Claus.
Go.
Man.
I like that.
You like? I know. I was like, let's go, Big Christmas. Yeah. Okay, so look, Josh. Okay, if I say the name Jules LeBron,
why you keep trying to guess?
Because I'm just trying to ask. Does that mean anything to you guys?
Who?
Jules LeBron.
No.
Okay, say I say.
See, there you go with the guessing game. Just come out with it.
I'm very mindful.
Okay.
I'm very demure. I'm not like those
I know
other girls.
what yes, okay. I know that Instagram, that person.
Okay,
yes.
You know that. Okay, the whole demure trend. Ryan, I'm sure you know it too. Why did somebody backdoor her and filed a trademark to demure, and now she can't sell merch?
That's how it works.
That's shade.
That's how it works.
What you mean that's how it works?
That's life. Somebody trademarked everything that we did. People was buying, and Ryan, you know about this. When something comes up hot, people hurry up and go buy the Instagram. I mean the website.
Oh
the domain name.
Yeah. Movies are coming out and stuff like that. Yeah.
Somebody bought Dion's his sayings or whatever.
Yeah.
Recently, everybody.
I ain't hard to find.
Yeah, I mean, no, it was something else. But the people trademark.
That's shady.
They buy domain names. Yeah.
You know, we not like at Big Play. We not like those other shows. We very mindful. We very demure. You know, when we come on very classy. You know what I'm saying? We're very cutesy with it. You like that?
Yeah,
I love her. And then hold on, Josh. You know Keith Lee, food critic, got over 25 million followers on TikTok.
DC, man.
But he went to DC and he was not very.
He wasn't.
He said
it
was about 12 restaurants that they went to.
And he can't
could
even
only
say
show
nothing good
one.
about
They
it.
had people grabbing food with their bare hands.
Right.
Not cleaning their hands.
Right.
He also said he brought some food to the car. Seafood, just had his whole car stinking.
Right. And that's because
I want to hear because
it was the
DC,
crispy chicken, and it smelled like fish. And what happened is they cooked the same
in the same grease
food in the same grease that they cooked the chicken.
It's not edible. But he had some of that mumbo sauce. He had some of that mumbo sauce though.
But he got to go to certain places.
Tell him about the mumbo sauce, please.
Yeah,
Ryan, how long we got? Ryan, we almost out of time.
2 minutes.
In the DMV, the mumbo sauce in the DMV. Go ahead. We'll talk about that another time.
Okay, but they eating your boy Cam Newton up now. Retired NFL player Cam Newton has been called out. He was on the show with Dr. I think her name was Dr. Cheyenne Josh, because he's saying that his fear for marriage is greater than his fear for having more kids. He has 8 kids, 3 different women. He's saying he wants more kids, but he's not ready to commit to anyone.
I mean, but that's a contract that doesn't benefit.
Isn't it?
I get it, but he's exaggerating. He's exaggerating the whole having more kids.
He said he wants more kids.
I mean, that's his legacy. I think it's more, marriage is a contract.
Give me some
money.
Ryan, give me some comments, please. I know we're running out of time. Give me some comments, please.
Marriage is a contract.
Somebody says, I applaud Cam for posting this. As a retired school counselor, I heard many stories from children about their dads. I know Cam is in their lives, but fathers consistently in the home is irreplaceable. I've seen big football players crying about their craving for more time spent with their dads. Cam experienced a traditional family.
And
I wonder why he chose this non-traditional family.
Okay.
Someone said this is an important conversation. He thought he was going to do Kevin Samuels convo, but she gathered him. I mean, that's the doctor respectfully got him together, called out the trauma and the dysfunction.
How much time we got, Ryan? Because Maria don't understand we can't read every single comment.
30 seconds.
Maria, he's just like Nick Cannon when it comes to the dads. That's the problem. You can't be at the house. These boys and these girls, they need a man in the house. And it's irreplaceable to have a father, to not have your dad. And it could be a problem. So that's why Cam is having those issues. But I understand the marriage problem too. Like, you can't just be with anybody and sign a contract, marriage contract, half your assets. Have more kids.
I think kids is more of a commitment. That's more permanent. You can always get divorced.
It ain't about the commitment.
And then my thing with it is, why would men have all these children? Why does it end up being, they end up being left with the mother? If you want to have more kids, why don't you adopt? Why don't you go artificially inseminate, whatever they do, and have the kids and you take care of them?
Well, that's going to be next time.
Why all these men that want all these kids don't have the kids in their homes?
For coming
we
out.
love y'all. See y'all. Enjoy the holiday. Love y'all. Bye.